Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Oh brother, oh brother. We're back here with none other than the amazing Mantis 85 from Happy Model. Unfortunately, I did not have a happy, fun time with this amazing drone today because I just didn't realize that I was flying underneath some of the most amazing umbrellas that were made out of metal and not of fine fabric. And therefore, I smashed the blades here, these two front blades, into the metal part. It wasn't even going fast. It was just going the amount of speed required just to lift the bird. And it did not end up too well for the bird. As you can see here, this used to have three bits. It's only got 1 out of 3 here, and it's got 2 out of 3 there. We were extremely lucky that the rear blades did not get damaged during that, which is strange because since I've started using this and since this thing was purchased, the only times I ever broke anything were the propellers in the rear. The rear propellers are the ones that I usually break the most. So I was very surprised to find I had destroyed the front ones. But again, 100% my fault. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I was just really, really stupid and lazy. And next time if I do this again, I will start off the drone. I'll put it on the ground somewhere safe, away from metal objects, and then I will lift it off the ground. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Anyway, my favorite drone props for the front are the ones that came with the Mantis 85 from Happy Model. So I plan to replace them with the same ones, and I can already tell that this is the wrong direction, wrong shape. Let's see. I think this is the matching one. You want to make sure that it matches. So if this part here is closer to the ceiling up here, and that one is closer to the ground, I'm going to make sure that I replace the same prop with the same one and not the opposite, because that would just cause some issues. Okay, so this maybe is not the one. Let's take them all out and figure out which one is the correct one. We've got five to pick from. Maybe all we need is 2 to match out. And make sure that I don't destroy this whole thing. It's nice that it comes with some spare screws too, and a couple of extra elastic bands. Not sure what those are for, but it comes with it, so let's just be happy that it has those in there. It's my OCD is going to require me to put this in this other bag. Yeah. This wouldn't bother most people, but it bothers me a lot that I somehow forgot to put this in this bag, and this bag is the one for the yellow. For them yellow whatever. I've got one for the blues and got one for the see-throughs, and one of the see-throughs is lonely in here. Anyhow, I digress. Let's get this done. So we've got all these propellers and they are ready to go. Let's make sure we get the ones that match. I do believe that in this particular propeller thingy-majig, it goes this way with this thing in here looks a little bit like a Lego. And you want the Lego bit to look upwards, unlike this part here, which has these 2 round bits there and then the regular holes. So I think it goes like so. Let's see if this is the matching one. I think this is the matching one that goes on there. Closer to the ceiling, closer to the ground on this side. Should do the same on here too. So this is fine. This is going to go there, no problem. Now let's figure out the one for this one. And nope, that's not going to work. Because as you can see here, this is not mirroring it on that side. So that would be bad in many ways. So I think it'll go like that. We want it to mirror like so. That's tall, down. So up, down, up here, close to the ceiling, not touching the ground, and this bit touching to the ground. And as you can see here, it's mirrored and not like this. This would be the opposite, where you see this one is touching the ground, and this part on the other side is touching the ground. You don't want that. You want it to be like so. Anyhow, it took me a long time to figure that out. I actually had help, and eventually I figured it out. There was a very nice YouTuber that commented on my channel, and back in the day when I was completely noob and I was struggling, they bothered to help me out. So they bothered to help me out, leave a comment, and that was what helped me get there. So, can you have friends on YouTube? I think so. You might not know them in person. You may never have seen them in person. But sometimes there's some very nice people out there willing to drop some comments, and those comments make a difference to your life. So, although sometimes it can be dangerous, sometimes it can be evil, and there can be haters and stuff, but there are some good people out there. You just have to hope you find them, you know. Anyhow, this is pretty easy. You've seen me do this a few times, but I thought I'd do this quick live again so that if anybody still wonders how to do this process, it's out here. It's available to everybody who wants to know how to do this, because if you do buy this drone or other drones, at some point, you will need to change out one of your props. And if that day comes, you can always check out this channel and find the solution to the problem. All right, I'll try to align those two holes so that when you put the screws back in, and again, I don't like to do, some people have a different methodology when it comes to doing this. They will remove all the props, and then they're like experts and geniuses, and they'll know exactly what to change out, and they know exactly everything. Me, I just like to do this one at a time, just to help myself, to remind myself where everything goes and make sure that it's all lined up. So to each their own, as they say. Everybody has their own way of doing things. This is how I like to do it. It's not the only way to do it. It's not the best way to do it. It's just like what works for me. Here we go. What works for me, guys? It seems to have worked so pretty well so far. Let's hope the next time I remember not to just start up the drone so close to a dangerous object such as a metal object and destroy them. This is why I always tell people that if you are a beginner, especially intermediate still pilot, you probably still want to be flying stuff with prop guards. You still probably want that. Does it handle the wind as well as something without prop guards? Maybe not. So in some cases, but most of the time with these little drones, they're so small, especially the ones with prop guards, you could even fly them indoors if you have a nice area like a gym. It's nice that this, the pandemic is not as stringent as it was before with the guidelines and stuff. So if you do have access to a nice little gym, you could fly indoors now. You could. For a long time, they were shutting everything down, so you couldn't do anything like that at all. So long as, of course, you get the proper authorization and stuff. If you have the proper authorization to do it. And again, if you ask nicely and you have prop guards on your drone, people are more likely gonna be able to work with you or grant you permission. You're already going out there with drones that don't have prop guards that could scratch or cut somebody, then you will actually require a lot more, paperwork in order to get approval for whatever you want to do. So if you're starting out and you're planning to do a drone channel, which is probably not the best idea right now with all the new rules and regulations, because you can't really make any money at all. But if you're still trying to do that, because this may be the last year or two where you can, where they may not police you too much, then yeah, I would buy some drones such as this one or the other ones that I promote on the channel all the time, like the Iron Quad from Betaflight RTF kits. They have a lot of cool RTF kits. You could get the Emax. There's a brand new one that just came out, which is pretty good. The camera is not a problem. They made it easy for beginners and stuff like that. So it's ready to fly out of the box, comes with the goggles, comes with everything you need to fly it. And it does not have brushless motors, so it has brushed motors, which are not as cool as the ones that are on here. These are the brushless. But for beginners, that's good because you don't want that much speed. And if you're flying indoors, I couldn't fly this indoors and not destroy it. So there are some geniuses who can, but not me. Anywho, so there it is. The amazing Mantis is back up and running and ready to go. We'll bring it out to the field maybe tomorrow and see what we can do. And I will try to remind myself not to fly it close to metal objects, because it doesn't do well. It doesn't do well. Anyway, luckily I bought a lot of these spare props for this drone, and it was a good idea to do so. These, just in case you're looking for them online, this is what you want for this drone. Get yourself some of these Gimfan. They have all kinds of shapes and sizes for these things, but the ones that I got are the ones that you see here, and they work well with the drone. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all in the next disastrous adventure. Happy Monday.